begin to say, "Daddy," and so
Oh,
you don't want that. So
oh, geez.
you don't want that.
I think I didn't like where that's going. What's what?
Yeah, we're live, but we cannot finish that joke. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Hi,
I can't
everybody.
do
We're
it.
glad you're here. It's Thursday Night Live.
Uh,
Did that work?
Thursday Night Live. Yeah, I remember in
Uh,
high school when that was the biggest thing ever, Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night
That
Live. Oh
was
gosh, I
awesome.
loved that show, but it was also some of my more embarrassing moments in life. Now, I watched it religiously. I did back in this
Saturday
when I
Night
was
Live?
watching it. It was like 77 through or the early 80s. I watched it all the time. After that, I didn't watch it as much because to me it wasn't quite as funny. But during that times when Steve Martin was on there, and Chevy
Oh,
Chase was on
King
there, and
Tut. King Tut.
King Tut, yep, and
Yeah, I
Eddie
like that.
Murphy and Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, they were just all so hilarious.
And Gilda
And
Radner. I like her.
and she was
Yeah.
great. And when let's see, we got any comments? Okay, I can't see anything yet. Hello,
We
Facebook
got a
user that I
hello.
can't tell who you are.
Yeah, we got a hello, but without looking, yeah, the other way, you can't tell. Put
Yep,
your name when you say something.
yep.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jeff. Great podcast with Bob and Terry. Just finished listening to it.
Thank
Yay.
you. From St. Simon Islands, St. Simon's
Debbie
Island. I
Britt.
know who that is. That's Debbie. Well,
Hey,
hello,
Debbie.
everybody. But on the Saturday Night Live stuff, I can't really tell all of the story, so I'm not sure I should start this story. You see, here's the challenge that I have because sometimes my creative mind starts going bam, 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 and then I go, "Whoa, this is going to take me down a road I can't say on the show." So I will just say that after watching Saturday Night Live, so both those were okay. God, both those were Debbie. But on Saturday Night Live, I was so I thought it was hilarious. I come home one weekend, and my mother was still alive back then. I was would stay at her place on the weekends when I would come home, and I was, you got to watch this show. You got to watch this show. It's hilarious. And so we watched the opening segment and the monologue. And all. Then they went to one of their fake commercials. And I can't tell you on this show what the fake commercial did, but it
Oh,
was oh so over the top.
oh,
And after
and
the
your mother
commercial, my
didn't
mother,
know?
and after the commercial, my mother said, "Well, I've seen enough," and she goes to her room. I could not take that any further. Hi, June.
Hey, June. Yeah, that's
Teresa, thank
pretty
you so
funny.
much for that compliment about the podcast. That was one of the better shows we've been on, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, not to be a Debbie Downer. That's not nice, huh? Poor Debbie. This guy in my senior class, I found out died this week, and he was like the quarterback, and we all thought he was going to be like a senator, like that. And he
Mhm.
did he lived a big life. He went to MIT, had a big paying
Right.
job and stuff. Died of pancreatic cancer. That's a
Wow.
bad one, right?
When you get
Right.
pancreatic, it usually doesn't take very long, and you relocate to heaven, as I say.
Right, and he didn't know, he, of course, is my age because he was in my class, but he didn't tell everybody until probably a couple months ago, and then he died, lately, but he's got 3 kids younger than mine, so
Yeah.
I thought I got a late start, but evidently he got a later start than me even. Either that or that was his 2nd family, which could be too,
Well, the
but
longer we live, the more we get those unpleasant notifications that somebody's gone. And
I know.
one I remember that affected me really. It affected me. It was an old fraternity brother of mine. He was 1 or 2 years younger than me, and he died a few years ago, unexpected. Looked like he was in good health, and he and I had reconnected. Matter of fact, I'd seen him at a reunion, and we had spent some time together talking and stuff. And then he was gone, and I was not a happy camper about that. So,
Well, and this guy was like always a health nut and always ran and ate good and took care of himself and all that, never smoked or drank or anything. And I'm thinking, I'm not so bad off with the donuts after all because I outlived him. I actually
that's right.
outlived him. Right.
I got.
It's
You need
like,
to write a book, Blue Haired Donuts, and why you live longer.
go for the donut. Just go for the donut. Yeah.
Go for the dough
You
nut.
don't see people choking on a donut. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Debbie Britt asked about how things were out here with these Texas fires. Debbie, where I am is kind of in the Houston area. Now we've got a little ranch about halfway between here and Austin, but I'll spend a lot of time in Houston, especially when I have to be on so many live shows because the internet's more reliable than out in the middle of nowhere where our place is. But all those fires are up in the panhandle of Texas,
Oh,
which is just the northwestern part of the state. And in most states, that's not that far away, but in Texas, it's like a day and a half's drive. It's
yeah,
crazy because I'm 60 miles roughly from the coast, from the Gulf Coast. I'm on the north side of Houston where I am today, and the Panhandle, that area up there is probably 600 or 700 miles from here, something like that. So
wow.
that'd be my guess anyway. I haven't looked it up online, but
When I did that drive the truck around the country, do the seminar thing, I did, I think, 4 or 5 in Texas, all across the state. And sitting up here in New Hampshire, I'm thinking, oh, this is doable. Look at that. and then, yeah, you're right. So, yeah,
but New Hampshire's like that, and Texas is like that, so it's a different animal.
Correct.
So, but
right.
well,
Well, I never allowed myself enough time to do the show, drive, and sleep. So, yeah.
I don't remember the exact mileage, but I know from tip to tip in Texas going north, south, or east and west, I think it's over 800 miles.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Rebecca McGuire's on. She said hi.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you?
You're in a pretty area, she said.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at our books. You know what? I was looking at this too. This is my souvenir from Denver, and I got some autographs. Yay!
Hey.
So anybody listening, I'll make one of these if you don't do send out cards, or better yet, do the 10 card challenge because you could make your own. Yeah, an autograph card. I like the way you included this in our book too. Right. I thought that was funny, and I didn't know that because you made it a little bit different, like a book instead of this. Yeah,
same idea of just a little twist on it. So
yeah, but the 10 card challenge is still going with them, and it's 10 cards in 20 days for $20, including the shipping. Yeah. So you can't really get any better than that. But I think you'd be surprised how. You wouldn't, because you hear me go on about it all the time. When I mess up a customer's order or something up, send them a couple brownies.
Which kind of brownies are you talking about?
No, they're the new hit thing is, I don't know if you've gotten any of these, the coffee cake.
I've not.
Yeah, Yonkers likes the coffee cake, so I should send you some, or quit calling him Yonkers, one of the two. I should send you some coffee cake. Yeah.
Do I need to be careful if you do?
No, they're from send out cards.
Oh, okay. Then it wasn't what I thought you were going for there at all.
No, not at all. What the hey, man? No. So go ahead.
I was going to tell you something, and I know we want to get into the teaching, but I want to tell you something. Thinking about Debbie Britt being on here, she is an extreme expert in elder law, and she knows so many things. Everybody in the audience that's got anybody in your life that's getting older, including us, she's a great resource. But with some of the things that you and I were talking about in the green room, I would encourage you to
have a Zoom. Talked to me with.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Matter of fact, she reached out right away when we were on the call. I think it was the Wednesday call last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. My job is done. Y'all said, what will Jeff recommend in this case? And you went ahead and did it. I'm so impressed. I really am. This is, you and Debbie are like awesome.
Well, what all roads lead back to Bob Berg. I think we've already established that. But yeah, so we only know Debbie because of Bob Berg. And I told somebody else that story today. Everything in its own time. And I used to not think that, but for a while I thought, oh God, it's too bad. Let's see, Jeff knew Bob 20 years. Jeff knows Lisa. No, Bob knows Lisa 20 years. If Lisa had met Jeff sooner, we could have done other projects, other books or something, but that's not true. All in its own good time.
Everything in its right time. Yep.
Right. Because I wasn't ready to be a partner. You weren't doing co-writing there.
Right. It took me a while to get to that point. But I've said this before, and I know sometimes I don't want to make you feel awkward or embarrassed, but I just absolutely love what we did because uh, that process, you and I doing the collaboration on Blue Hair. Number one, we produced a good book. It's helped a lot of people, so I'm very pleased with that. When people send me text messages and emails and tell me, yes, tell me that it meant something and that they're applying it or whatever, that's huge. It also elevated my career in writing. And now we did the one with Bob, and that's throwing me into a higher level. That it's a huge thing. But you were that first step for me making that happen, and
Oh,
I'll always be grateful for that. Always.
well, thank you. And I'm obviously grateful that you were willing to work with me, little bitty me.
I remember those sessions.
Yeah. Oh, matter of fact, I got this card. This is so cute from Kathy Drobinski, and I bet you she's listening because she usually does. And it's said the lady with the blue hair book, and then she did this whoop 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 this QR code that goes to the Elify card.
Oh
But
wow!
she added a thing here that said the 8 rules for success in direct sales. And why I'm laughing is because she's talking about the same situation you were talking about. Rule number 8 is don't cry and act like a 6-year-old.
I used to
Like
have
Lisa
my.
did. Yeah, that like Lisa did. That's the words that are missing on this card. Like
I
Lisa
used to have I had written something called the 10 Commandments of Sales, and I don't remember all of them, but I had put it in a frame. It was on my wall. I did it when I was a district manager with Aflac, but I kept it on my wall throughout. I guess I don't think I did it as a state, but anyway. But I don't remember what commandment number this was, but it was a very important commandment, and it was simply whineth not.
Whineth not. Right. Right.
Whineth not.
I'm not sure why I didn't just pull up my big girl panties and get on with it, but
You actually did. You just needed a break that day. That's all.
at least it happened eventually, right?
We
Well,
regrouped.
just think of we wouldn't have all these great stories if it wasn't for my shortcomings. Okay, so Debbie said, thanks, Jeff. The Go Giver Success Alliance March member workshop was fabulous with you and Dawn. The title is Importance of
February when
Long-Term
she's
Care
about the March
Planning.
one is what's coming up. Yeah.
The title, that's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming up Thursday.
Yeah, the one Don and I did was last month, but Debbie's doing the one this March.
Oh, okay. And 321.
Everybody who watches this, check out the Go Giver Success Alliance. They just changed it in a way that there's nobody who can't afford this.
Oh, yeah.
It helps your
37 a
business
month.
so much anyway. But it's like 37 a month, and there's an hour and a half call the first Wednesday of the month. It's a Zoom call. Bob will do teaching. It'll be some others that'll chime in with their information if it's helpful. And then we'll have breakout sessions. And then the third Wednesday of every month, we're going to have a teaching segment. And Debbie, who you guys know, Debbie Britt in Georgia, is going to be doing the next one. And that lady is as sharp as a tack, guys. So it's worth joining just to see if you like it and to see Debbie do that class. And if you join and you don't like it, you get a money back guarantee on it anyway. So join for a month. If you don't like it, stop.
So. And if you join and you have an expertise, you can be teaching a class too. Right. So you can get the experience of getting in front of the people and doing it. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And where everybody in there is always trying to connect people. Like all the podcasts that I've been on recently, I've made connections for Noemi. I've made connections for, I made a couple of connections. I don't know if they've ever reached out to you for you and all that. I made connections for Angelique Lyles. Anybody who's got something where a podcast will be appropriate, I'm always willing to try to make connections for them because my lighting just fell through the hole. I had to grab that here. Hold on here.
And speaking of the connector, Peg just came on. She said, "Hi, kids."
Hey, Peg.
Hi, because she's on the cover of the Network Marketing Magazine in March.
That is so cool.
The cover. Yay.
Now, did they do a print version of that too, or is it the online
Not
cover?
anymore. It's online. Okay. Yeah. But don't listen to this, but you can get the JPEG of the cover and I can put it on a card and send it to the person. I'm sure she's expecting that. Jeff said, she said, Jeff West, I will email you one sheet right after this. Awesome.
That's
Oh, I
good.
can't wait for you to see it because I loved mine when she did mine.
I'm looking forward to it too, but she promised it by the end of the month, and she's making it happen. So, and even if she was late, she knows I'd be okay with it. That's just
she
she's
does a really
fast.
good job. Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
I had her do mine. Yeah, and I think so. What I wanted to talk about tonight was consistency again because I've got personal stuff, of course, because mom moved back, and I'm trying to figure out how to navigate that situation. But the thing that always gets me through is consistency. So, did I have a bunch of stuff to do today that I don't normally have to do? Yes, I did. But did I do my cards, my daily cards? Yes, I did, including the one that's promoting the Blue Hair book, which I've been sending one a day for the last year and a half, no more than that, even, I think. Every single day, I send a card. So, at the beginning, it was even more than that. So, I've got hundreds. And I think it just, now you said to me at one point, it's been building a little bit, not necessarily tapering off.
Right.
So that, I think that speaks to why you have to be consistent.
You do.
with the
And
stuff.
what you're doing and what it amounts to is every time you're consistently doing anything, whether it's sending out a card about the book or just sending out a card that keeps you top of their mind, you also become the first thing they think about when they're looking for something. The first, as our friend Grant Muller, it's Grant pronounced his last name Muller or Mueller?
I think it's Muller because I've
Okay.
been saying Mueller and I think that's wrong.
Okay.
Because
Well,
Bob
Grant
says
Muller,
Mueller.
his new book is called Top of Heart. So you don't want to just be top of mind, you want to be top of heart. And when you do those things, personal wise, that's what happens. People always feel connected to you. Business wise, it's kind of like any marketing. The idea is to get them to see your name so often or what you're doing so often or the title of the book so often that when they think about anything to do with like something in their life where they're going to get something or they're going to purchase something, whatever, and that's in that same category, you come to mind immediately, and that's what you're looking to. That's why these companies will spend literally millions of dollars on television advertising over and over, not because they think that's going to make you rush out and buy their product, but that because they think that the next time you want any product like that, you'll remember their name. That's the whole point. So
Yeah, Peg says, be known before you are needed,
right,
says the Duchess.
perfect.
That's perfect. And I like that persistent is Lisa Wilber's middle name. Thank you.
Well, how do you get an M if it's Lisa Persistent Whitten Wilbur? How come it's not Lisa P. Whitten Wilbur?
Well, I tell you, I wish I had that part to do over again. Not that I could do it different, but Kathy choosing her own last name, Tay Janelle. Oh, I love that.
That
I'll
was a great
always love
story.
that. Oh,
Yep.
I would do that in a minute. I didn't even think about that. So
Yep.
that is so awesome. I guess I just thought I had the choice of maiden name, second husband's name.
Well, yeah, this is surprising. I'm 64 years old and I still use my maiden name.
Guys are lucky that way. I was going to say something far different from that, but right. Well, you know what though? I don't know how the other women feel. You can put in the comments how you feel about it, but Lisa feels like my name. The last name doesn't feel like my name, and the one I'm using wasn't my name to start with. So, and my maiden name feels like it was my father's name, not mine. So, Lisa's the only one that is my name. So, as a man, you don't have that. You've always been Jeff West, and you love Jeff West.
I think my daughters both use West as their middle name. Like
oh, nice.
Lindsay West Gunther, Whitney West Forrest.
Oh, that's neat.
I think that's I didn't. It's not a topic I think about too much, but when I've seen their email addresses and all that, I'm sure that's what they do.
Yeah, no, that's smart. And I did it, put my maiden name at Facebook so that people in high school that I went to high school with could find me because they wouldn't know my second married name. Well, maybe that confused things, right? Because I had to change it, then change it back, then change it, then change it back, then change. Right. So,
That's just all you got to do is just keep adding to the list. You know,
right.
Lisa Whitten, something Whitten, Wilber Whitten. You can do
No,
this. You
I
can make
think
that work.
we're just cutting it here. But anyway, so
What
anyway,
was your?
I wanted to, what?
I don't think I actually know what your married name was
My
before
first
Whitten.
one, the
Yeah.
first one,
Uh-huh.
it was Lewis.
Okay. So
And
Lisa
Lisa Lewis
Whitten,
is
Lewis
like Jane
Whitten,
Smith.
Wilbur.
Right. And Lewis is like Smith. So Lisa Lewis, I kept running into other Lisa Lewises. And Lisa Wilber actually is common too. I have 2 Lisa Wilbers in my address book. And so it's good, the dog. That's
You
what
know,
we need
you need to teach your dog how to be bilingual.
to
I
speak
never told.
Spanish.
I think I told you that joke. I think I told that joke on the show a while back. Yeah, the dog needs to be able to come into the room and go meow. So
Oh, that's nice.
be
No, you didn't.
bilingual.
I'd have remembered that one. Now, why I want to talk about consistency is because I'm not the only one that has stuff going on in my personal life, but I think you just have to have, that's why I have so many rules. So the daily cards are one of those rules that it has to get done. And
Yeah.
I made things so small, like I'm sending 6 different cards every day
Hmm.
consistently over time. And one for each of the things that I rep for, and you know what I mean. And I rarely skip, and that over time adds up to a big deal. So
Sure.
I don't have to. It's not an all or nothing every day. So if I got a lot going on today, I can take the 5 minutes and send those cards.
Hmm.
Even and you can even do it on the phone now. I even did it when I was away, sent them on took 5 minutes and just did it. And I think if you just make sure that you do that, is find some little small tasks that you know will promote your business or get someone else to know what you do. Because it all goes back to, you can be successful in anything if enough people know what you do. And the
Absolutely.
consistency rule helps with that,
Yep.
getting your name in front of more people over and over and over.
Yeah.
So,
It's the same thing with any type of sales. Doesn't matter what the industry is, direct sales, insurance, real estate, whatever. If you've got a process that you know works, if you do something in that process every day, it moves you that much closer or this much closer, depending on how much you do. And that being consistent is the only thing you can control. You can't control what happens in life. You can't control what's coming your way, but you can consistently control your behaviors. You can consistently control your own activities. And when you do that, even if it's a small amount, it builds up eventually. And then the larger amounts that you can go, great. But
well,
taking
and I
that
think
step.
it's always been like an anchor for me though. So
Mhm.
and I'm telling this because I know everybody has stuff that happens. So
Mhm.
when anything happens that I'm dealing with, right, out of the ordinary like that, it's the anchor that I can say, well, I didn't get all the stuff done today. I didn't get hardly anything done today. I had to deal with this. However, I did my cards. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I did my little checklist of the things that I do every single day. So it's a
Yep.
puzzle. It's another brick in the wall.
It is. And it also, like you said, it's an anchor for you. And it makes you feel good to know, hey, I got that part done.
Well, and it kept the momentum going.
Yep.
And the other thing, of course, is if you do end up skipping a day because whatever happened, just don't let one day turn into more than one day. Just
Yep.
jump right back in the saddle because that's hard too. Um,
Yep.
uh, Debbie said, my quote for this year is discipline plus faith plus time equals results. Now that's
Yep.
perfect. That's very good. Yeah. And I have a hard time with discipline receiving it even from myself. So that's why I have rules where I can be consistent, my little checklist, and I have a highlighter and I make it fun for myself. And
Yep.
whatever you have to do to convince yourself to do the
Right.
things and make the bites small enough, like the card amount. Um,
Hmm.
it may seem like that's what is it, inconsequential? What's the right word? May seem like that's nothing, a
Right.
small thing, but a small thing over time
Right.
consistently is a big thing. So
It's like a grain of sand and an oyster. If it stays there long enough, can become a pearl.
right.
It's a matter of time.
You know who I was just having this talk with somebody. They were saying they don't have time to read, and I said, "Well, I don't have time to read either. I have the stack of books next to the powder room in the powder room, and anytime I visit the powder room, I don't." Anytime I visit the powder room, I have to read a page. It's a rule. I have to read a page. It's the powder room.
That's how my mentor back in Georgia got me to start reading. My business mentor,
Oh, in the
he
powder
said,
room?
"No, yeah, we sit side by side. It worked out just fine." No, I'm kidding. Although my granny had an outhouse with 2 seats, and explained that to me. How could anybody sit beside somebody else? Okay, I'm sorry. Getting on to what I was going to say.
Men can't, women could.
My sales mentor back in Georgia, when I was in direct sales in the Amway business, was a guy named Bill Ross, and he used to preach, "Don't worry about trying to mentally read a book. Read a page. Read a page." And then he'd get people started reading just that, and then get them up to reading 15 minutes a day, and then get them up to reading 30 minutes a day, and then eventually an hour. And because the truth is, Charlie Tremendous Jones said this perfectly, is everybody watching this, you're going to be the same person 5 years from now that you are right now, with the exception of the books you read, the recordings you hear, and the people that you hang out with, the people with whom you associate. And then Bill would always throw in, so if you do nothing but read trashy books and hang out with jerks, 5 years from today, you're going to be a trashy jerk.
Well, and I think like somebody was saying to me, this, and they said, but only reading a page a day, you're not going to get any done. And I said, well, how many books have you read? What's your big method? And I've read more than her. Yep. So, I mean, she can say whatever she wants, but I'm ending up reading more by being consistently reading a page. So, you know, I guess you can't listen to people that aren't doing what you want to do, or aren't going where you want to go. There's going to be everybody that has their little yakking to go on, but you have to look at who you're listening to, I think. Peg said, turn your car into university, books and podcasts and productive ways to ride to appointments. You know, I want to do that with all that driving I've been doing, but that would cut into my performance time, because I'm having my own little concert. I'm the lead singer, the backup singer. Right. I sing so loud. Yeah. What can I say?
Sound really good in my car. Other places not as good, but I sound really good in my car and in the shower. Oh, I thought about doing this show in the shower at one point, but I thought, no, that'd be bad. So.
Yeah, no, I sing loud, but I'm not good. I at least know that. Me and pitch don't get along really at all. So, but anyway, so another thing I wanted to add here, we got a couple minutes. I still have some bands. If you don't have one, make sure you say something to me if you're watching this and didn't get one, because I gave those out hot and heavy at the beginning. I think it was like 700 and something I mailed. Yep. But a lot of people have joined the group since then, like 1,000 other people. So if you didn't get one yet, absolutely say something. I'll send one right in the mail to you.
Maybe you could do a reel about that and put it in the group. No, you've been doing awesome reels.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
You are a direct sales legend, Lisa Wilber.
Of course I am.
But practically every podcast I'm on too, your name gets brought up, and I'll mention said the lady with the blue hair.
Well, just don't say direct sales legend. Keep you gotta. You know why? You see, my whole strategy has been lower people's expectations and then
under promise and over deliver.
Oh, that sounds better than what I usually think. Yeah. See, when I was going to like the big Avon events in New York and stuff, I knew I'm a hillbilly hayseed out there going to this fancy function. So I thought I'll just talk like regular and stuff. By the time I get done, they're going to be glad I'm using silverware. You know what I mean? It's like
my 8th grade teacher used to say, boy, you ain't right.
You know, I hear that a lot. Yeah, I hear that.
Hey, can I go ahead?
If some
No, you,
people who bought Blue Hair and haven't read it yet would read 1 page a day, they would have finished by now, and they could
that's
write an
true.
Amazon review too. That's good. Good point, Peg.
Thank you,
Thanks very
Peg.
much. What were you going to say now? I interrupted you.
I'd like to promote something real quick.
Please.
Of course, I think most people that watch the show probably have already gotten their copy of Streetwise to Saleswise. I want to encourage you all to do that. By the way, the
Yes.
easiest way, if you haven't done it yet, to get the hard copy is to go on Streetwise to Saleswise.com and just click the link for the hard copy there. It takes you
Ooh.
to the distributor for the book,
Oh,
which
nice.
is way faster than going through Amazon. So it takes you to Ingram Spark. So do it that way. But also
Nice.
mark your calendars. June 2nd through June 4th. Bob Berg, myself, and a lady named Kim Anjali are putting on a 2-day huge event in Florida. It's at West Palm Beach, so it's in one of the most beautiful locations you could ever have. For the people who end up going to the event that we're doing, the hotel is giving them, check this rate out for the hotel room. This hotel is called The Ben. It's normally that time of year, especially anywhere from $700 a night to $1,000 a night. People that are attending our event get it for $269, I think it is.
Oh,
And
that's
so,
cheaper than that's cheaper than anywhere they'll get.
yeah, the room savings alone will pay for the event. It's
Right.
that good. So,
That's
but
awesome.
there's going to be some really intense. It's not just going to be you're watching speakers on stage and clapping and all that. We're going to do some intense training. There's going to be little work groups, breakout group kind of things happening. It's our goal is for everybody that goes to that, whether you're in real estate, whatever, doesn't matter, that everybody's going to come away saying, I got something I can do tomorrow with this. Plus, if you want to make it your family vacation, it's really easy to bring your spouse. If you want to bring your kids, you can. It's in one of the most beautiful locations in the world. When you're on top of this hotel at the bar, you're seeing the intercoastal waterway. You're seeing yachts and sailing ships, and then in the distance you're seeing the Atlantic Ocean. And that part of Florida's got a beautiful part of the Atlantic Ocean. A lot of the Atlantic is kind of dark and murky. Not down there. It's almost like the Caribbean.
Nice.
So great vacation spot, and you'll never find a hotel anywhere in that area for this price. So put it on your calendar. We'll be releasing the actual details in the sales page on it pretty soon. But don't miss that. If you want to take your career up to the next level, do not miss that event, because it's the kind of thing. It's an investment, and so you have to be thinking, okay, what will my return on investment be, and how can I do that? But it's going to be the biggest thing I've ever been part of, for sure.
That is tax deductible as an education expense. And I've been to Bob Berg's events before many times and always got my money's worth. Always.
Oh yeah. He's going to be teaching things on selling the Go-Giver way and all that. I'll be teaching things on fusion points and how to incorporate that into your processes. Kim's going to be teaching about how to establish a grateful culture in your organization so that people want to be part of your team. It's huge. So
that's awesome.
I highly encourage everybody, mark your calendars. If you haven't already done so, shoot me an email at jeff@jeffcwest.com if you want to get the invitation in the mail, because we're going to do a lot of snail mail invitations. We want to, I'm guessing it might be a little bit because of you, my dear, but we want to get people something in their hands they can hold too. So, but shoot me an email telling me your mailing address, and I'll be glad to get you on that invitation.
Yeah, we all know I like to hold something in my hand. So that's.
It's 6:33. Show's over now, right?
Yeah, had to do something. Oh, you're actually blushing. Oh, that's awesome. My life is complete.
You've achieved all your life's goals already now.
Peg says, I crossed paths with Lisa Wilber at the XBM, which is Extreme Business Makeover, in Orlando before we knew each other. Yeah, we didn't necessarily meet and talk, but we actually were at the same event.
Oh, wow. You probably didn't have blue hair. Otherwise, she would have sought you out.
Hair, right?
All right, everybody. We love you guys. Thanks for just watching the replay or being here live. We always appreciate you.
Thank you very much, everybody. We will talk to you later. Love you. Mwah.
Bye.